Okay, so give it a couple cuts and a couple shuffles. I'm gonna use this rubber band to find some cards. Notice everything is okay. And I found 4 aces. Okay, notice there is no more aces anywhere in the deck all the way through. Okay, now I'm gonna lose the aces one by one. Okay, doesn't matter where. Let's say they want me to put the ace of spades, scatter in the middle. The next ace, which one you want? Let's say you want the ace of diamonds. The next, okay, no aces. The next one is ace of hearts. All right, and the last one, the ace of clubs. The sequence doesn't really matter. No ace at the bottom and no ace on top. Now I'm gonna ask the spectator, I'm gonna use one hand to find the aces. Which hand you want me to use? Let's say they want me to use the left hand. Okay, all right. One of the aces, position number 26. There you go. The second ace, position number 35. Let's make it a little bit more complicated. The next one, face up, position 17. Yes, right here. And the next one, the last one, is right here. Well, I guess it is because I didn't get to say the number. This is an indicator card. It should be in the 5th position. The last ace, the ace of spades. Okay, so all you need is just the 4 aces. You can do any kind of production. So for example, when you finish any ace routine, and after I did the ace production, what I was doing in the performance, when I said, well, look, I don't have any other aces, I was actually looking for any 5s. I have the 5, any 5, doesn't matter. Let's say I want the 5 of hearts. And then I keep a break right under the 8 of diamonds, right after the 5. And I'm gonna use it later. There is no more aces. As an excuse, I show the back, show the front, and reverse the sequence. Now the 8 of diamonds is right above. Any card, doesn't really matter. I just need a 5 right under an indifferent card. Okay, in this case it just happened to be the 8 of diamonds, and this is going to be helpful for that setup. Now this is what I did in a performance, the setup, the aces setup. Now what I'm doing in the performance is counting while at the same time I'm speaking. Okay, I need to count. This is the 5, which is in the 2nd position. Let me move this out of the way because I don't wanna confuse this 5. I just need the 2nd 5 and start counting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th is gonna be the ace. This is gonna be the last ace. Is gonna be produced at the end of the performance. Okay. Then the next, I just get about 1/4 of the deck. You can do a pinky break right under the top card. Or in this case, in the performance, I just put one of the aces on top, then do a thumb break from the back. Or you can just pick, relax the hand, and then do the pinky break right under just the top card. Then I need to do a double undercut, moving these top 2 cards to the bottom, from the top to the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna exaggerate the thumb break. I'm cutting once, and I'm cutting twice. Again, as you see in the performance. Now I have these top 2 cards. Then the next is gonna be I try to show there is no aces because in this case I want to give it a pick to the second card from the top, but at the same time I want to do a pinky break under the top two cards. In the previous ace it was just the top card. In this case, for a third ace, I'm doing a pinky break on the top two cards, which is a little bit more tricky. You can relax, peel them off, the top two cards, and then bring it back. Or you can say, well, pick any other ace while you remove this one and point to any other ace. You at the same time give it a pick and put it back, and now you have a pinky break on the top two cards. Or in the performance, like I said before, I just use it as an excuse. I have no more aces at the bottom. At the same time, I give it a pick to the second card from the top, the three of clubs. I'm doing a pinky break on the top two cards. Then one ace. You don't need to exaggerate, of course, but I need to move these top three cards from the top to the bottom again with a double undercard. I'm exaggerating, of course. Now I have these three cards at the bottom, and the last one. I have no breaks. You don't need to do anything. Just square. Put a top ace, the last ace. You can ask the spectator which ace you want next. When I take this bottom half and put it on top, I toss it on top, but I don't perfectly square because I need it halfway. So then I can move the hand to the front and in-jog the top card, which is the three of clubs. Now this is the card that I was trying to give it a pick, or try to remember when I lost the third ace. I'm gonna do a thumb break right above, not right under, it has to be right above. So you can end up with, in this case, an indifferent card to the top, and then an ace. This is the final setup from the bottom, and from the top you will end up with an indifferent card, an ace, an indifferent card, an ace, an indifferent card, and then the 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th is going to be the last ace. That's how I did the setup in the performance. And from here you can do any false cut, false shuffle, a simple one, while at the same time you ask the spectator which hand. I'm going to use one hand, the left one or the right one. Doesn't really matter. It's actually quite easy. But what I did is one hand triple false cut. You don't have to do this. It is actually quite tricky, but I already have the tutorial for this false hand, one hand triple false cut. Some people, they do one hand false cut. It doesn't matter. Try to keep it simple. It's just while you are asking the spectator which hand you want me to use. Anyway, the setup is still the same. It doesn't change anything. Then the next, I'm gonna try to find the aces, and then I say any random number. The first time, I don't know, I just say 25, 26. And what I do to locate the ace, because this is an indifferent card than the ace, all I need to do is just throw the top half, everything except the top card. Okay, but when you do it fast, you throw everything. Okay, it's gonna be a little bit of a mess, and then you have an ace. Sometimes, or actually most of the time, when I do it, I always put the other hand, so it doesn't keep spreading around the table. So I always use the other hand just to stop, the tossing cards. Then the ones you drop, you put it back on top, in different card, and then an ace. And then the second ace is gonna be somewhere about that. I say the number at the same time I throw it, okay? So I put the other hand and throw it, keep the top card, okay? Make sure you can just peel it off, but make sure they don't really, by the swinging motion, they don't supposed to see what is really happening. You just throw in everything and keep in the top card. which is an ace. And then the toss out pile, you put it on top all the time. This time I say, I'm gonna do it a little bit more complicated. I'm gonna do it face up. Notice I have an ace. And then the next one, I try to do again, I just, cut it with a pinky, anywhere in the middle. And then the next one is gonna be the 17. Notice when I toss the cards, I try to move these 3 fingers out of the way, and the pinky finger I try with a flesh or the tip not to make a lot of contact with the card at the bottom because it's gonna get more messed up. I try to use just the nail, okay, because no cards are gonna get stick by the nail, just by the flesh of the tip. So just move it or bend it a little further down the pinky. So move these 3 fingers out of the way, and everything is gonna get more smooth, Again, this is the toss pile. Put it on top, and the last one finally is gonna be about right here. I don't say any position because the indicator card is gonna say it by itself. This is supposed to be the 5, okay? Now this is gonna be the last one, the last ace. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last card is gonna be the ace of spades, because this is the biggest ace. That's the one I put myself at the beginning. So that's pretty much all the setup and routine. It is quite easy. Actually, it doesn't really require a lot of practice. It's just the fact that you have to throw the top half and retaining just the top card. Now, I always recommend, if it's not a brand new, at least make sure it is a deck of playing cards in a good condition, so everything is laid out quite easily.